Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today is Thursday, which means it is Update Thursday on Old School RuneScape, and today we just have another sort of simple quality of life update. Nothing too big to talk to you guys about, but I guess you could say there was something big because it is sort of the title of this video, and I'm sure many of you guys are curious as to what happened, but there technically was a second Falador Massacre a couple days ago. Now, obviously, things did not transpire the way they transpired back in 2006. Okay, there wasn't, a construction glitch and some guy could walk around killing people for hours until it got fixed. There was a 2-minute error on one world that I'm going to talk to you guys about really quick just before we get into the rest of the updates, because I'm sure you guys are sort of curious as to what happened. So they do actually sort of have a mini statement down here. Right here, the recent issue, the demo mode world change. Before anybody argues against this, yes, this did actually happen. However, there are a bunch of Photoshop pictures out there of people saying they died to this glitch when they really didn't die at all. It was pictures from months ago or even from like years ago from their first demo mode. However, there are 3 instances, there are 3 cases of players actually dying during this 2-minute period. So what actually happened? They said that when they were performing maintenance on one of the worlds, what they have to do is they sort of have to change a series of flags that sets the activity type of each world. And one of the flags was for World 45, which is the permanent demo mode world, and this was due to move to World 47. Unfortunately, the flags that are required for the server to be considered a demo mode went live 2 minutes prior to the world going offline. And that meant that for a 2-minute period, players that were already logged into the server could gain 5 times experience offered with the permanent demo mode server and attack other players. Now, after looking into the issue, Jagex said that there were apparently 3 accounts that died during this period. 2 of them were apparently botting or using macro tools of some sort, so they're under investigation for that. But one player legitimately died to another player and lost XP and lost a bunch of his items. His death pretty much occurred the same way that you would die in demo mode. Now, Foe, a pretty popular streamer, actually asked him how much he lost from this, and the guy said about 35 to 40 million GP in ores and logs, which is actually quite a bit. However, he declined to take any donations. He said he wanted to rebuild it himself. Now, here is the controversial issue from Jagex. They say that there has always been a policy of a no item return whatsoever on Old School. So they never ever return items, even if it's a death due to a Jagex issue. They never actually return items because, that's just always been their policy. However, in this occasion, they've decided to give the guy 12 months of membership, a number of Old School bonds, which would actually have a resale value of the equivalent of the wealth lost, and they'll be investigating the return of XP. So instead of giving this guy the exact items back that he lost, they're giving him the same amount of bonds, so the same GP value of bonds, which you can just sell to the Grand Exchange and then technically buy the items back. So it's pretty much the same thing if you think about it, because you can sell these, get the exact amount of items back that he had, but the only issue is that he's not getting the XP back. So the cool thing is that this guy actually had 99 Herblore before dying, but after his death, he lost XP in Herblore, so he now has an account with 98 Herblore, but he has the 99 Cape. So this is pretty much total confirmation of everything actually happening. I would love to talk about this a lot longer, but I don't want this video going too long. So again, please leave your comments on this whole situation in the comments section below, and we'll see what you guys have to say about it. Now to the regular updates of the week, hopefully a bit less controversial. So we now have an option to change the resizable mode scroll bar position. You can actually change it from left to right now. Previously, it was possible for players to click the scroll bar when in resizable mode rather than interact with it. Today's update will allow players to click through that region of the chat box when in resizable mode. You can now change the location of the scroll bar within your chat window. Simply open the Options tab, and within the Display Options menu, you'll find the Advanced Options interface. From here, you can toggle the resizable mode scroll bar position to appear either on the left or right of your chat window. They've now added 2 numbers to the bottom of your music player tab. The number on the right is obviously how many songs there are in Old School, which is actually quite a few. That's pretty insane. And the left one is how many you have unlocked. So you can now see how many you have left until you finally unlock the music cape. Don't forget that if you right click on a song that you haven't unlocked, it actually gives a hint as to where you can unlock it. For you guys who somehow have a bunch of penance armor or penance items in your bank, you can now actually store it in your player owned house. Once you have the torso, the boots, the gloves, and the penance skirt all stored in your house, then you'll be able to store the penance fighter hat, range hat, and penance runner hat, as well as the penance healer hat as well. You cannot store the hats until the armor pieces have all been stored. The Max Cape's teleport menu now uses the main screen parchment menu as opposed to the chat box menu so that it can fit all of its options into one panel rather than having some on a second screen. You'll no longer be interrupted when laying a box trap if another one falls, and the kudos requirement for accessing the volcanic mine will now properly be displayed in the level up message when reaching level 50 mining. All of the server maintenance has been finished, so all of the worlds have been returned what they previously were. The iOS mobile beta has ended after an apparently really good 2 weeks. If you guys did have access to the beta, make sure you fill out the post-beta survey, because I'm sure the more responses they get, the faster mobile is going to be in everybody's hands. Unfortunately for you guys, apparently the next step in Old School Mobile is not going to be the cross-platform beta they promised on the 5th birthday livestream. Instead, they plan to release a larger scale Android beta before the next iOS beta begins. So unfortunately, I believe that means that it's just being pushed back even further. If we still have to have this larger scale Android beta and then another iOS beta, that's, in my opinion, another couple months right there, and then who knows what happens after that. So this whole thing of it being released before summer is looking less and less likely, but maybe they'll surprise us, and we'll have it very soon. And finally today, the challenge mode Chambers of Xeric poll that we talked about last week has actually passed everything in their pass, so that is coming to the game. There are apparently a couple of new things being pulled at the moment, including a new Moss Giant boss, which there is a blog about, which I'll leave in the description of this video. It's a new mid-level free-to-play boss, among other things as well. That's it for today's update, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.